Welcome to Speculative Soapbox, where you hear the pitch straight from the author's mouth.
Welcome to the Speculative Soapbox. I'm your host, TJ Reddick. This week we have with us Phoenix Williams. There's a bit of technical difficulties at the beginning, so I have to insert this before the interview, but here we go. I am here with Phoenix Williams, the author of A Guardian Angel. Welcome, Phoenix.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Definitely. So, first off the bat, tell us a little bit about your novel.
All right, well, Guardian Angel is the story of Andy Winter, who's a corporate hitman who's employed to tie up loose ends around the globe. And he's done some things in his job, and he's a little haunted by the murder of his best friend from his childhood. And the time that Andy lives in is marked with a conflict between the poor masses and powerful elite. So when he's recruited to kill Haley Flint, a pure and noble woman, his moral conflict triggers the foundation of a corporate nation and the beginning of a modern American Civil War.
Cool. What do you think makes this novel stand out against all the other ones available?
I think it's an interesting take on how violence could lead to mankind's downfall. And it's told through 4 short stories that are disconnected at first but joined together at the end to complete the picture.
Well, that's an interesting approach. Did you write these at separate times and interweave them later, or is this planned all along?
No, actually I did. I started them all as separate short stories and realized that they had very similar themes and decided to run those themes closer together.
Very cool. All right, so how did you come up with the concept? What influences came together to make this story happen?
Well, honestly, it was during a bus ride when I was just listening to some music, and some lyrics of the songs I was listening to stood out. There was this one song where the lyrics was, "A 60-ton angel falls to the earth," and I don't know why, but I just got the picture of this giant scrap metal angel colliding and crushing this guy's barn and messing with his life. And so that became the second short story that became a basis for the whole book.
What artist was that by? What song is that?
Oh, that's a Porcupine Tree's song, Trains.
Oh, yeah. I haven't listened to Porcupine Tree in a long time. Is that just one guy's project? Epic, progressive rock type thing?
It's Steven Wilson's project, yeah, but he has a bunch of musicians in the band with him as well. I think he does all the writing, though.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I listened to it, but really good stuff last time I heard it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
What are you reading right now? Do you read mostly speculative fiction, or what are you into?
I'm into all sorts of things. I didn't read very well, and I'm still rather young, so I've got a lot of books to catch up on. So right now I'm actually working my way through the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm on the Two Towers. And
how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Oh, you are young. I
Yes.
thought I was young. I'm 28.
Yeah, I got a little head start on all this stuff, I guess, but...
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. So I'm guessing you're probably not writing full time. I mean, you're only 20 years old. It sounds like you're just getting your start. What are you doing besides writing?
Well, I'm also a part-time student. I do community college classes online that are just general education, not really specialized or anything like that. I also work as a salad artist at Mad Greens. It's a salad bar here in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was previously a sandwich artist at Subway back when I was younger.
Oh, right on. Yeah, it's probably right along the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how they throw artists behind it and make you feel like, yeah, it doesn't make it any more important.
It makes me feel so special.
So, are you involved with the workshop, or a writing group, or do you workshop your novel?
I haven't gotten too involved in the networking aspect of the writing world yet, which I really would like to. Last year I attended the Rocky Mountain Fiction Writers Conference in Denver, and I got to imbibe a lot of the culture there, and I met some really great authors, and I've been invited to a couple of writing groups, but because of my full schedule and I live out of town for most of these groups, I haven't been able to attend thus far.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I didn't start really putting a lot of focus into writing until after I was done with college. There's just so much going on at that time, and it's hard to put your head into a story.
It's true. I've always done writing, so I guess it's one of those things that I put first before everything else, and maybe sometimes I shouldn't.
What are your hobbies outside of writing?
Outside of writing, I play a lot of guitar.
Okay.
Sometimes just rhythm. I'm not very good at fills or anything like that. But I ride my bike a lot, and I spend quite a bit of time playing video games. Maybe a little bit more than I should, but
Oh, that's true for all of us. What kind of guitar do you have?
I have a Ovation Applause from 1980, so
Oh,
it's
cool.
one of the full acoustic ones before they did the hybrid electric thing. So it's kind of a artifact of its own.
Oh, that's cool though. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since I was about 10 years old, so 10 years now.
Back when I was in college, I actually, for most of my college career, I taught guitar lessons throughout it. So,
Really?
yeah, just a random thing. I still have a Gibson SG and a nice Fender Twin Reverb, but I never played them. After playing for like 6 hours a day, every day for like 4 or 5 years, teaching people, you're like, I don't want to touch that anymore.
I could understand when you turn something into a job.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Once it's no longer a fun thing, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I totally get that. Those are beautiful guitars, though.
Yeah. You said video games. What kind of video games are you playing?
I've been actually getting really into the survival multiplayer games. I don't know. Have you ever heard of DayZ or Rust
Yep.
or any of those games? Those games have been taking up quite a big chunk of my time.
That's cool. I tried DayZ for the modded version, the Arma 2 one, but I never tried. I don't know if the standalone is it still in beta or is it actually out now?
It's actually it's actually in alpha still, but it's playable on Steam. So you get to help them find all the bugs and stuff like that. But it's pretty playable.
Yeah, I just picked up Dark Souls 2 and I was playing that all the way up to when we started today.
Oh, that game can steal your soul.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so what advice do you have for other people starting to get into writing?
Well, the biggest thing is persistence, I think. I've had a disagreement with some other writers before about what's important, word count or quality count, and I think that the writing process is kind of like the digestive process. You've got to get it out anyway, the bad stuff, so why not just go ahead and write it, throw that piece of paper away, never look at it again, whatever, but just keep writing and getting all that out of you so you can keep practicing. You will
Exactly.
always keep getting better.
Do you hold yourself to any kind of quota when you're writing each day?
Yeah, I try to write about 1,000 words each day, but lately I've actually been surpassing that by
Nice.
about 2,000 each day.
That's not bad at all. That's quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to be finishing up my newest novel later today after I finish this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the latest novel about? Give us a little sneak peek of that one.
All right. Well, that one I haven't really planned a big synopsis of, but it's just about a guy who kind of lives a double life in a series of persistent dreams, and he kind of gets addicted to them.
All right. Cool.
It's a very weird book. It's just kind of one of those practice things I'm doing right now.
I like weird, though. That's weird fiction's my thing.
Weird's good.
Yep. Where can people find your first book, The Guardian Angel? A Guardian Angel.
They can find my book on Amazon by searching up through the title, or they can find it on the book's standalone website, guardianangelnovel.com. And it's also available for a free download there for anyone that's skeptical about its quality or people who are struggling and don't have the funds to spend on an ebook.
That's cool that you put it up for a free download. Did you were you always planning on doing that, or is it just something you put together at the last minute?
Yeah, as long as I control the rights and the means of distribution to my works, I plan to always have a free alternative version that isn't edited down or revised in any manner. It's for people who don't have a whole lot of funds, because it's always sucks to be limited in what you can enjoy just because of what you can afford.
Ah, that's really cool of you. So how can people follow you?
People can follow me on Twitter. I tweet every now and then. My username is @handgoblin45. It's just a username I've used pretty much my whole life. And they can always find me on Facebook as well by liking the Phoenix Williams group.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, and if anyone's interested in following me, I am on Twitter at TJReddigWriter, or my website is tjreddig.com, and the podcast stuff on Twitter is at Speculative Soap, because it was too big for one name, or speculativesoapbox.com. Phoenix Williams, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.